In this video, we'll be showing you the step-by-step process of how to properly install your Air Guardian. The instructions shown in this video apply to the Air Guardian in both 2x2 and 2x4 sizes, as well as the Air Guardian Plus in both 2x2 and 2x4 sizes. Before you get started, make sure you have all the necessary items to set up the Air Guardian. Included in the box are all of the components to the Air Guardian. You'll need to supply your own power cable, MC connector, and 4 safety cables. Only basic tools are needed, including a pencil, a knife or other cutting tool, wire cutters, a wire stripper, a 1/4-inch hex head driver, and a screwdriver, manual or electric. Remove the ceiling tile where you plan to place your Air Guardian from the ceiling grid and place it at your workstation. Place the provided stencil on top of the ceiling tile, ensuring that they line up perfectly. Then trace the perimeter of the left and right squares onto the tile before removing the stencil. These will be the holes for the intake openings. Remove the stencil and use a knife or appropriate cutting tool to cut the traced areas out of the ceiling tile, creating holes for the left and right fan boxes. Different types of ceiling tiles may require different cutting tools. Place the Air Guardian at your workstation, bottom side up, and then place the ceiling tile on top. The holes should align snugly with the Air Guardian's intake openings. Then place the finger guards over the left and right fan holes, ensuring that the screw holes in the fan box and finger guards line up properly. If you're using an electric screwdriver, set it to the lowest torque setting and attach the finger guards with the longer of the provided screws. Each one will use 2 screws. Locate the side of the Air Guardian with the hole that's open, not covered. Use the 1/4-inch hex head to remove the 8 screws, and then the electrical panel cover. Attach the MC connector to the open hole on your Air Guardian, and then feed the input wires in through the hole. Use the screwdriver to tighten the MC connector, securing the input wires in place. Fold the lever nut connections out for easy access. Identify the proper wires as follows. Green is ground, black is line, and white is neutral. Start by connecting the ground input wire to the ground wire connector, closing the lever once it's in place. Then connect the neutral input wire to the neutral connector, and finally connect the line input wire to the line connector. When all the wires are connected, fold them back into the electrical box and return the electrical panel cover using the screws to resecure it to the Air Guardian. Once this is done, we can begin setting up the fan return. The Air Guardian can have between 2 and 4 fan returns depending on the model, so this process will be repeated for each one. Choose a ceiling tile for your fan return that will allow the intake and return to be at least 5 feet apart. After removing the ceiling tile, measure for the fan return cutout, using a pencil to mark a 4x4-inch square in the center of the tile. Once this is complete, align the fan return finger guard with the measurements and trace the perimeter. Now you can use a knife to cut a hole in the ceiling tile for the fan return. Place the back of the fan return into the back side of the ceiling tile and flip the tile over with the fan return inside of it. Once this is done, connect the finger guard to the fan return with the shorter of the provided screws, checking to make sure it's secure. Now we're ready to finish installing the Air Guardian and fan returns. Carefully place the Air Guardian into position in the ceiling grid. Then attach one end of the tie wire to a secure mounting point and loop the other end through the Air Guardian mounting hooks. Repeat this step 3 more times to ensure your Air Guardian is secure. Place the fan return panel into position in the ceiling grid, confirming that the intake and return are at least 5 feet apart. Once the panel is in place, attach the hose connector to the hose, connecting one end to the fan return and the other end to the Air Guardian. Repeat this step 1 to 3 more times for each fan return, depending on which model you're installing. Connect the Air Guardian's wiring to a power source and close up any remaining ceiling tiles in the grid. And now you can take a deep breath, knowing that you're breathing clean air thanks to the Air Guardian. If you have any questions about the Air Guardian and its installation process, visit the IllumaPure website to find your local Air Guardian representative.